Now, a Hutch's weather update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
Hello, everybody. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson with an update on severe storms from International Falls south to Beltrami County, not far from you folks in the Bemidji area. Very strong thunderstorms on the lower Red Lake area. And in fact, the hail potential with these storms at times really ramping up there. I would be very surprised if we're not seeing some very sizable hail. Here's a quick look at the radar. We'll start with the loop. Active thunderstorm warnings in the yellow areas flashing just north of Bemidji, heading in the general direction of that Black Duck and 10 Strike area, as well as just off the eastern shores of both the upper and lower Red Lake, heading into portions south of International Falls along the Highway 71 corridor. So these storms very strong. We'll start with the Red Lake area where you see this little 2 circle here as it's heading toward Nebish. Watch right there. Did you see that little blue dot right here where my finger is? Bam! That little bam was some hail. Now, this is the radar measuring high up in the cloud. It picked up some ridiculous sized hail that could be falling near Redby right now as it's on its way towards Nebish. That can also prompt some significant wind gusts with this. Here's a quick look in Black Duck. Considerable threat from this storm. 2-inch lime-sized hail possible, maybe even larger than that. I think we could possibly see some hail sizes in this area near Red Lake and points south and east that would be pretty big with that latest update right there from the radar. So again, this storm pulsing up, it's moving between the Queering area and Nebish, and it's moving to the south and east. You can see it's moving towards Langer and Black Duck as we speak. Now, here, as we take a look at the measurement, the considerable damage is going to be most impacted by that hail size, very large hail. So put the vehicle in the garage, make sure you're staying away from windows with this storm as it's making its way through areas just south of the lower Red Lake, moving southeast. Says east, but it's moving southeast at 40 miles per hour. Taking a look one more time at the radar loop here, you could see this core moving out of Red Lake and moving down toward the Black Duck area. We're going to track that cell for you since it's moving in the general direction of you in the Black Duck area. We're going to put up not 70, but 40 rather miles per hour for a speed, giving you an idea of how much time it will take to get to the Black Duck area. It will be very near Black Duck in 20 minutes. The time now is 8:43, so 8:63 or 9:03. At 9 o'clock, be prepared for very large hail. And it's going to be ongoing between the current location where I have the little icon here and Black Duck, with very large hail potential. Good to have you on board. Paula, thank you for watching from Dilworth. Thank you, Nathan, from watching from the areas in and around the Fargo-Moorhead area. Now, if you're in the Bagley area north of Clearbrook, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning for this area, for this cell that you see right here. It's moving in a little bit more of a southerly direction, southeasterly direction, and that movement is a little bit slower. Taking a look at the radar, it's moving southeast at about 20 miles per hour. That cell, let's show you where it's heading in the next 20 minutes to 1 hour or so. Again, moving a little bit slower. We'll put it in at 25 miles per hour. It's going to be near Leonard in 37 minutes. Not Leonard, North Dakota, but Clearwater County, Minnesota. Leonard in the next 35 minutes or so. So strong thunderstorms do continue. Now, as a look at the overall scheme of things here, we have a severe thunderstorm watch in the areas you see in yellow until midnight. Is there going to be any storm development down here? The risk is lowering with every hour that we go through. But if you draw a line right here, that's where the main event line is. These storms are not forming here where you see this little faint echo region along with the storms. And Fargo's still in the path of this little trajectory, by the way. What's stopping these storms? Well, I can tell you it's the fact that the temperatures above the ground, well, they're a little too warm. A rising bubble of air hits that warmer air, and that warm bubble is no longer warmer than its surroundings. It slows down and it stops rising. So that's it. Simon, good to have you on board. Thank you so very much. Taking a look across the area again, the Black Duck area under the threat of very large hail. Considerable damage possible from this storm. We have a backward C-shape crossing the Highway 71 corridor, which would indicate that threat for wind as well. Looking northern, the northern reaches along Highway 71, Mizpah, Northholm, on towards Big Falls. That entire area does have a long line of thunderstorms moving through, a couple hail producers, upwards of 1 inch in diameter. And the Duluth National Weather Service says a tornado is possible. It cannot be ruled out from these storms in this area. And the fact that the wind gusts could reach 60 miles per hour. Here's a look from the Duluth radar now, if we can see anything at all with regards to the possible spin in the storm. What this shows, Hutch, here is we have wind moving toward the radar and wind moving into the storm. So this is more of a rolling than it is a spinning at this particular time. There can be pockets or areas of spin along the leading edge of the storm, and that's what we do have and why we do have that chance of seeing a brief spin up along those storms as they cross the Highway 71 corridor. By the way, northern Clearwater County, the warning there was allowed to expire. This storm is continuing to move to the southeast. Seems to be over in the Ponema area. Jimmy, thank you very much for your update. The heaviest of the cell is exiting your area now towards Red Lake and Redby. I think the Red Lake and Redby area are not under a severe thunderstorm warning now. This part of the cell is below severe criteria, but you look just off to the east of that at this pink glowing sucker, and that one's going to be heading in the general direction of Black Duck, north of 10 Strike, north of Hines on Highway 71. Black Duck and points north of there on 71. Beware. This one could be producing some really big hail. Now, I'm going to take a quick look at with you at the satellite loop here as we reload this. We'll go ahead and see what we have going on with regards to that satellite view, because we're watching for that development of clouds that are starting to penetrate up through the atmosphere. Apparently, I'm going to have to reload this. Maybe my computer's getting a little tired too. That's not going to show up right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Minnesota DOT cams. See if we can get a peek into any of these storms for you before we head back and basically conclude this quick update for you. First and foremost, the storms are in and around the southern edges of the Big Lakes. Let's look in near Black Duck and points north at the storms. Oh my goodness, can you see? No, I can't see. You know why? Shooks is getting shook with rain. And it looks like white on the street, but that could very well be from the camera itself. Big raindrops hitting the pavement and road surface there. I'm not seeing white on the grassy edge there. That's a good sign for the hail in Shooks. And again, just torrential rain falling down in the Shooks area as we take a look at that DOT camera. Elsewhere, in and around the lower Red Lakes area, let's see if we could take a look at the... well, let's go to Island Lake and take a peek of see if those is showing any storm related activity in and around that area. We can see the dark clouds drifting out, but the sunshine taking hold as the storm is exiting. I can't tell if that's hailstones or if that's some flowers on the edge of the road over behind my chair here. I'll get out of the way briefly. It's not really that visible, but it's possible that area near Red Lake has gotten some hail from these storm cells. And in fact, that could be some hail on the road surface there, or it could just be that funky look that some pieces of asphalt get when they've been doing too much asphalting. So that's a look at what's going on there. Now, let's take a look at another camera. These storms moving out into the Highway 71 corridor near Mangle and Big Falls. Look at the torrential rain here. Good news is I'm not seeing a huge amount of hail with that particular part of the cell yet. The most intense cell is straight north of Bemidji right now. We look at the maybe a little bit not far from Poposky and heading towards Black Duck. I don't have a camera here in the Black Duck area, so we're not going to be able to look at it. Let's see if we can see from this area near the Squaw Lake area, and I am seeing, well, trees. So I'm not able to see the storm that I'd like to be seeing. Let's look from the Solway camera, see if that shows us anything, and then we'll call it good. This one's not showing much of anything in this particular area right now as the storms clear that area. So that's the best we can do with regards to these cameras, but the radar certainly shows a different story. Huge hail potential moving from Black Duck with considerable damage potential heading toward Black Duck now. Again, an update for you on the movement of the storm. We'll have it very near Black Duck in the coming minutes as it's moving to the south and east at a clip of about 35 to 40 miles per hour. You have 15 minutes to make sure the vehicle and the jalopy are parked in the garage in and around Black Duck. This one could produce some very significant hail. on its way to there and in rural areas between its current location just outside of Red Lake and heading towards Black Duck. All right, thanks so much for sharing. Thank you very, very much for hitting the follow button on my Facebook page here. And you can share Hutch's Facebook page with your friends. Maybe they don't know where to find me on Facebook. Not everybody's a Facebook aficionado like yourself and me. Thank you for watching. Thanks for following. Stay tuned and stay safe. Storms tonight could become severe. Is there a chance in Fargo? I'm not going to rule it out. Let me take a quick look at the model for you here, but I'll have an update on this completely here in just a couple of minutes. As we take a look at the computer forecast model for the area as we go through the evening hours, and this model just coming in, let's go ahead and look at the precip type here. It's not loading up. I think I need to give my computer a little refresh here, so let's go ahead and let me do that. Okay, let's go here. Let's go here. Refresh. All right, let me see if that helped. If this doesn't help, we're going to get that forecast updated for you as we approach the 9 o'clock hour here with my regular forecast update. These clouds look dark, Bonnie says, was just out there. Thank you so very much. Nothing in Bemidji yet. Most of this activity is staying to your north for now, but those storms up just north of you heading to Black Duck are not friendly at all. Thanks for the update, Deb. And Jimmy as well. Simon, thank you very much. Crazy how humid it is out in the Wilmer area. And oh, it's humid here too. Very sticky air you can wear. Not my favorite at all. Storms continue tonight. I'll have the forecast coming up for you here in minutes while I refresh a couple of my computer screens here. And I'll be back. Until next time, stay tuned and stay safe. You're watching Hutch's Weather right here on Facebook. And Hutch's Weather right